Hello, and welcome to Group 8's presentation on the consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages. This PowerPoint is brought to you by Jasmine, Melissa, Chi, and Faustino. Now sit back, relax, drink an unsweetened beverage, and enjoy the presentation.
The behavior we'll be discussing today is the consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages. In order to do that, we must get to know what sugar-sweetened beverages or SSBs are. SSBs are liquid that has been sweetened with various forms of added sugars. On the slide, I've listed some examples of most commonly known added sugars such as high fructose corn syrup, brown sugar, honey, and others that can be found in the back of nutrients label on drinks. Some example of SSBs are energy drinks such as Monsters, Red Bull, Rockstars, sodas such as Coke and Sprite, and other drinks we don't normally think about like brown sugar milk tea, which is becoming increasingly more popular recently. The behavior itself is consuming the beverage as part of one's diet. This can add unneeded extra calories. It often lacks nutrients, therefore it's known as empty calories. And most importantly, it doesn't offer the same feeling of fullness or satisfaction consuming solid food does. This can lead individuals to overeat in order to overcompensate for the feeling of physical fullness. Despite already consuming so much calories from SSB itself, this leads to health consequences that will be discussed later on in the presentation. According to the CDC, the prevalence of daily sugar-sweetened beverages consumption varies across different states. The graph on the right is an illustration published by the CDC that represents a survey of adults who reported drinking SSB at least once a day in 23 states and DC. Out of the 23 states surveyed, 7 of those had 35% or more adults SSB consumers. This means that 35% of adults in these states drink at least one or more sugar-sweetened beverages a day. Overall in the US, nearly half the adults and 60% of youth consume sugar-sweetened beverages daily. On average, men drink around 176 kilocalories of SSB or 6.8 of their caloric intake daily, while women drink 113 kilocalories or 6.1 of their caloric intake daily. This is a lot of extra calories and added sugars. This behavior is highly significant to public health as it is a contributor to the health issues in the US. For example, chronic diseases such as cardiovascular disease and diabetes has been shown to be linked to sugar-sweetened beverages consumption. It also contributes to the obesity epidemic. The consumption of SSB is relevant to this class because it is a modifiable behavior. Theories such as health belief model, transtheoretical model learned in class can be applied to lessen the consumption of SSB in a population. Therefore, it is highly relevant. To gain a deeper understanding of the topic, we must analyze the demographics involved. Young adults have the highest mean intake of SSBs in comparison to any other age group. The top graph is the percentage of adults aged 20 and over who consume SSB on a given day. It shows that around 45 to 54% of this population are consuming sugar-sweetened beverages. It also shows a statistically significant difference in gender. Men consume significantly more than women. In particular, Hispanic men and non-Hispanic Black men have the highest mean intake. Those with a high school education or lower and those who are from low socioeconomic background are also more likely to purchase SSBs. In regards to occupation, there is no clear outline of a certain job. However, consumption has been associated with people who lack sleep or have a lot of screen time. Additionally, consumption is associated with people who are living an unhealthy lifestyle. These can be people who are smokers or those living with a sedentary lifestyle or those who prefer takes out and doesn't consume any fruits. Luckily, the trend is showing that the consumption is decreasing as you get older, but these are the certain demographic that's mostly affected by the consumption of SSBs.
When looking at neighborhoods, low-income residents in Berkeley consumed high amounts of SSBs. So what Berkeley decided to do was implement a tax on these beverages, and this caused the consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages to lower. So after this tax was implemented, residents were interviewed 3 years later, and they reported that their water intake had increased by 29%. Their intake of sugary beverages had lowered by 52%. So we've seen how Berkeley doing this for their community helped them lower their consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages. When we look at colleges, colleges can help by providing water stations, such as refill stations, and this will encourage students to consume more water and lower their intake of sugar-sweetened beverages. The work environment can also lower their employees' intake of sugar-sweetened beverages. They can do this by implementing stricter rules. In a study done by UC San Francisco, they banned the sale of all sugary beverages, which caused 48.5% of their employees to lower their consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages. And they even reported that it helped them lose belly fat. When we look at the culture that may be contributing to individuals having a high intake of sugar-sweetened beverages, we can look at fast food chains and how them offering customers inexpensive soft drinks and shakes can contribute to this. For example, when we look at McDonald's, they have an ongoing special which allows customers to purchase a soft drink of any size for just $1. They offer $2 small specialty drinks as well, and these specialty drinks are full of sugar. In a study done when individuals had the option of free refills, this encouraged them to have more to drink. So they were able to get more and more soft drinks in one sitting. Now, when it comes to religion, in India, it's a custom to sweeten one's mouth after religious festivities, and this is done by consuming sugar. Sugar is a part of India's day-to-day life, and they even offer sweets to their gods. Sugar-sweetened beverages are responsible for every 1 in 200 deaths in India. In a study done among Hispanic individuals, their knowledge with the consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages and their health outcome was evaluated. So, individuals were aware that consuming sugar-sweetened beverages was associated with obesity and diabetes. 76% of them were aware of diabetes being an issue, and 75% were aware that weight gain was related with drinking sugar-sweetened beverages. However, participants failed to mention that other health issues can also come about when you consume high drinks in sugar. They failed to mention that you can also have cavities, hypertension, heart disease, and cholesterol. 57% mentioned cavities, 41% mentioned hypertension, and 32% mentioned both heart disease and cholesterol. So here in the study, it showed that lower consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages meant individuals were more aware of the health outcomes listed above. Now looking at an ad campaign comparing cigarette smoking and consumption of SSBs, after seeing this campaign, individuals' attitude changed towards sugar-sweetened beverages. They now believe that these sugar-sweetened beverages were a big cause for diabetes, and 53% believe that consuming sugar-sweetened beverages was the cause of heart disease. They follow these values, and sales of soft drinks dropped by 3.4%, and soda sales dropped by 4.1%.
All right, so I'm going to be talking about the protective factors to decrease the chance of drinking sugary beverages. First, young adults have to know how consuming sugar-sweetened beverages affects your body. While most people think of a soda as a cheap, thirst-quenching option, young adults need to realize there are better and healthier options just as cheap. Speaking of healthier options, young adults should stay away from liquor stores. Liquor stores are hotspots for sweetened beverages, though it can't be helped because of the COVID-19 situation right now. But if the individual really doesn't have an option, just be aware and educated of the negative effects of sugar-sweetened beverages. Eat healthy. There are actually foods that can help fight against sugar cravings. Foods like fruits, berries, chia seeds, mint, and yogurt are some of the many options that help fight sugar cravings. These foods make great substitutions and can be made into a healthier drink. Exercise. Simple workouts like jogging, lifting weights, or even doing chores. If you ever saw the movie The Karate Kid, you know what I'm talking about. By engaging in exercise, young adults are more likely to drink more water because water is the best drink to satisfy thirst and the best drink to replace all the fluid lost from sweating. Lastly, a nutrition coach can be a protective factor because they educate individuals on healthier alternatives and motivates them to improve their lifestyle. All right, now moving on to the next slide. So here are some consequences for the health behavior background. There are 4 different consequences. There's social, physical, mental, and economic. For the social consequences for drinking sugary beverages, the individual can be isolated. Some sugary drinks cause diabetes and heart diseases to emerge, which can greatly impact a young adult's social life. For physical consequences, we have an increase in appetite. Sugary drinks like Coke can increase your appetite due to carbonation and is also a factor for weight gain. By gaining weight, exercising can be a mental challenge. Adding on, tooth decay occurs when bacteria in the mouth interacts with the sugar from the sugar-sweetened beverage and forms an acid that damages an individual's teeth. For mental consequences, we have headaches, which are used with the fluctuations of an individual's glucose levels. Sugar in the beverages are what cause a young adult's glucose levels to fluctuate. Moreover, dehydration occurs because drinks high in sugar decreases the amount of fluid being retained in the body. Another mental consequence would be feeling restless. Not only does the sugary drinks increase appetite and cravings, but the sugar can keep an individual up at night and ruin their sleep. And since drinking an excessive amount of sugary drinks can increase the chances of diabetes, young adults should know the economic consequences. According to the American Diabetes Association, medical expenditures related to diabetes average to $9,601 per year. Not to mention, since drinking sugary beverages causes obesity, weight loss will be something young adults would look into. Athletic training can also be costly and necessary to keep the individual motivated.
Health policy. One health policy is the Sugar Sweetened Beverage Safety Warning Act, also known as SB 1000. This warning act was brought to California in February 2014. The Sugar Sweetened Beverage Safety Warning Act provides warning labels about the harmful effects of sugar-sweetened beverages and also prohibits the sale of sugar-sweetened beverages with no warning label. This warning act is no longer active since it was amended by SB 203 in February 2015. A second health policy is taxing sugar-sweetened beverages. According to Healthy Food America, more than 35 nations across the globe have also adopted these taxes. By taxing sugar-sweetened beverages, more people will be motivated to purchase a healthier beverage and will be more than likely to stay away from sugar-sweetened beverages because of the increased price. By taxing sugar-sweetened beverages, there will be a shift in beverage sales to more healthier options, and the industry will be encouraged to promote more healthier options, and people will be discouraged to consume sugar-sweetened beverages since the price will now be raised. A third health policy would be the excise on taxes in Berkeley, California. Now, Berkeley decided to add a 1-cent tax per ounce amongst any sugar-sweetened beverage that is sold. Some of those beverages being soda, energy drinks, sports drinks, coffee, tea, etc. Berkeley became the first and the only U.S. jurisdiction to pass on an excise tax for public health purposes. Health research. Further research should be done on nutritional programs because there are some programs that actually don't implement any strategies to reduce sugar-sweetened beverage consumption. One of those programs would be the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, known as SNAP. SNAP is a food program that provides food for about 45 million families, and it's also the nation's largest nutrition program for children. SNAP benefits do not include the purchase of beer, wine, vitamins, and hot foods. Sugar-sweetened beverages are not under the list of excluded items. Now, approximately $2.1 billion worth of sugar-sweetened beverages are purchased annually through the SNAP program. And it's also the only federal nutrition assistance program to support the purchase of sugary-sweetened beverages. Further research should also be done on the portion cap rule because it's a rule that provides a good way of eliminating excessively large sugar-sweetened beverages. An example of an excessively large sugar-sweetened beverage would be the Big Gulp series that's sold at all 7-Eleven convenience stores. Big Gulps can come in a variety of sizes ranging from 20 ounces to 50 ounces. These excessively large drinks are rather popular nowadays because they are very large in size. Now, the portion cap rule addresses excessive sugary drink sizes that are sold in food establishments, and it also limits sugary drink sizes to anything that's below 16 ounces. The portion cap rule was introduced to the New York City Board of Health in 2012, but it actually ended up being repealed. More research should be done on this rule because it can be a new step into decreasing any excessive sugary sweetened beverage consumption. And if it were to be implemented, then it can bring awareness to people about how unhealthy sugary sweetened beverages really are.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kit, and right behind the camera is my twin sister named Kat, and you'll be seeing more of her throughout the video. And today we'll be making an unsweetened beverage, and it's gonna be fast, simple, easy to make, and it's called a blueberry matcha. So matcha has a lot of benefits, but I don't really know too much about the benefits, so I'm gonna bring out my twin sister who knows a little bit more about matcha than I do in 3, 2, 1.
Hello quarantines, and my name is Kat. I'm Kit's twin sister, and I know a bit about matcha just because I've been working at a matcha store called June Bee for about a year now. So matcha is basically green tea, but not all green tea is matcha. And what I mean by this is that instead of steeping the leaves into hot water per se, like normal tea, you're ingesting the whole leaf of matcha because matcha is finely ground green tea leaves. And what that does is brings you a bunch of health benefits. So some health benefits with matcha, it would be a bunch of antioxidants that help boost your metabolism, clear up your skin, detoxify your body, and a lot more things. Another important component about matcha is that it has this amino acid called L-theanine, and what L-theanine does is it helps you avoid the jitteriness that you feel when drinking a lot of coffee. L-theanine helps you absorb caffeine more slower so you don't feel that caffeine crash at the end of the day. So for all you college students out there, you better be drinking matcha so you can stay up all night studying for those exams.
So first we're going to be making the blueberry puree for the blueberry matcha. What we'll need is a blender, 1/3 cup of blueberries, and 4 tablespoons of water. So what we're going to do is just first mix it in there. Then we're going to turn on the blender and then blend it for about 15 seconds. Alright, so now we're going to be making the matcha part of the blueberry matcha. So what we'll need is 4 tablespoons of water, and then we'll need 1 teaspoon of matcha, and then you're going to need a bamboo whisk, but if you don't have one, normal whisk is fine. And then we'll be going to the pouring. Pour the water first. And you get the tablespoon of matcha. It doesn't have to be fully full, it just depends on your matcha preference. Alright guys, now we're done with making our drink, the blueberry matcha. And now we're just gonna mix it up and enjoy.
Hi there, it's Chi. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make the super easy fruity carbonated drinks. The ingredients you need are sparkling water, oranges, ice, strawberries, mint, and then the container you're going to put your drink in. Here I'm cutting up the strawberries. It's really good because strawberries are really sweet right now. I just got these today. Then here are some mints that my grandma grew in her backyard. It adds a really nice fragrance to the drink. Oranges adds a nice natural sweetener and some citrusy taste. It also smells really good. I really enjoy the peel in particular, so I like to add a lot of oranges. Additionally, this is a personal preference, but I like to mush some of my strawberries, and it would help have a musher, or whatever it is, but I don't have one, so here I'm using a fork. And then the last step is putting it all together, which is honestly the most satisfying part, because you see all the results of everything that you're doing coming together. And personally, I enjoy putting the mushed strawberry in first, just because all the juices and stuff are already at the bottom, and it will start to mix when you add everything else. And then I also added the strawberries pieces just because I like the texture, and the mint. Honestly, you can substitute these fruits for anything that's in season. It's just a way to spice up your drinks without any added sugars that are not natural. So all of these are fruits. Plus, it's really helpful to help increase your fruit intake if you're not someone who particularly enjoy fruits. And then next, you see here I'm adding more oranges. I have basically added the whole orange just so that it adds a lot of flavors, because the sparkling water itself doesn't have any flavor. This one in particular has a smell, but it has no flavor, and it has no sweetener, which is good. It really is a better alternative in comparison to other sodas. And be careful not to spill. You'll see me spilling later on here. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy and do this at home during your quarantine. Stay safe, friends.
Hello, it's Jasmine, and here I'll be making a smoothie. Now, some of the ingredients we'll be needing are blueberries, strawberries, 1 cup of water, and we will also be needing a mango. Now, to begin, we'll be starting off with rinsing the blueberries, and after rinsing the blueberries, we will actually be pouring them into a cup, and we'll be measuring 1 cup of blueberries. And after we've measured them, we will pour them into the blender. And after we've poured them into the blender, we will now begin by rinsing our strawberries. Now, strawberries are actually packed with lots of vitamins, antioxidants, and fiber, so they're very healthy for you. They're very healthy for your heart, for increasing your good cholesterol, and lowering your blood pressure. Now, here I am cutting up some strawberries. You can cut them however you'd like, just however you prefer. And we will be measuring 1 cup of strawberries. And here I measured a little more than 1 cup, but it's okay. It can be however you would like, so you can have more strawberries or less strawberries, however you prefer. Now here I am cutting up a mango. Now, it was my first time cutting a mango, but it ended up coming out really good. And mangoes actually have over 20 vitamins and minerals, so they're very good at boosting your immunity and keeping your eyes healthy. So they also help lower your cholesterol. Now here I will be measuring 1/2 cup of mango slices. So you can have 1 cup, 1/2 cup, however you'd like, but here I just wanted a little bit. Now, mangoes also are very tropically, so if you like tropical smoothies, this would be a very good smoothie for you. And lastly, we will be adding 1 cup of water. And after adding 1 cup of water, I decided to add some ice because my fruits were actually fresh, so they weren't frozen. And so it just adds a little more of a smoothie effect. Now you'll just blend it to the texture you would prefer and just pour it into a cup. Here's how the smoothie ended up coming out. Now I think it's definitely a healthier alternative to sugar-sweetened beverages.
So I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make passion tea lemonade at home. So the first thing that you're going to need is the passion tea. You can get any brand, it doesn't really matter. Next thing that you're going to need are some lemons. What we're going to do is we're going to put our tea in hot water so we can let that sit for a few minutes while we do our lemon juice. So we're going to go ahead and pour some hot boiled water. We're just gonna go ahead and add our tea bags. So I went ahead and added another tea bag. I'm gonna let this sit in the water for about 5 minutes, and your water should change color to a red shade, and we're just gonna wait 5 minutes. And while we wait for this, we're gonna go ahead and squeeze our lemons. After you get all the lemon juice, what I like to do is I like to go the extra step and I like to strain it just so I can make sure that none of the seeds or anything else fell into the juice itself. So we're gonna go ahead and just grab a bowl and a strainer. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and add my tea into the cup of ice. So I like to do half tea and half lemon. I'm gonna go ahead and add the rest lemonade. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add the water, because if you just leave it with the lemon and the passion tea itself, it will be bitter. So I'm gonna add the rest water. And you see how it goes a little bit lighter. So when this is all done, you can go ahead and taste it, and you can always change it to your liking. So if you think it's a little bit too bitter, you can go ahead and add more water or add more passion tea. So this is the finished product, and I hope you guys enjoyed.